This Premier League Matchday 10 picks edition of the Premier League Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog is hooking up new customers. Play $5, get $100 in bonus funds. Sign up with the code PLGP. Welcome, everybody, to the Premier League Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. My name is Malcolm Bamford, coming to you from Newcastle upon Tyne in the northeast of England. Today is Thursday, October the 30th. We are here to have a brief look around the EFL Cup fourth round games, which took place over the last couple of nights, before we get fully stuck into a 10-match card of Premier League, Saturday, Sunday and Monday night, I do believe. Joining me from somewhere in Nottinghamshire, he's back in the country, thankfully, is Mr. Barry Penaluna. Good evening, Barry. How the hell are you?
Evening. I'm very good. Sorry to disappoint anyone who was tuning in for more naked bars action and more hot tub action. I'm afraid I'm just back on the sofa tonight.
Yeah, well, that is a shame. But my first thought really was I did want to say I hope everybody has recovered from Barry's hot tub antics. We've had literally tens of thousands new female subscribers, Barry, haven't we, since that show went out?
Yeah,
I've heard.
it's all good, yeah.
Been breaking all kinds of records. Not much. I mean, it's only Monday night since we had a little bit of crack, so there's not much been going on. It's been half term, so the kids have been off. You were coming home on Monday, so not much going on. It's Bob's birthday today. Bob is 14, and he had such a miserable birthday. He was basically just home alone. Even IT department went to the office. I went out for a bit, so he didn't see anybody till 2 p.m. And even then, he had to go to football. So by the time he opened his present, it was 20 to 9 tonight. By the time he got to sit down and open his presents and have a bit of cake and that, which is pretty grim, really. I felt quite bad for him. But equally, he's a bit of a dick, isn't he? So it's not the end of the world. And
birthday today as well. A notable one. Our Jamie turned 40 today.
Oh, was Jamie 40?
Yeah.
Must be a big day. My friend's daughter was 18 as well. So there you go. Oh, well, happy birthday, Jamie. Jamie Penaluna is one of my favourite people. He's still piggybacking off my Netflix. He's had it for about 8 years now. When I go on, there's the 4 family members, me, Laura, Betty, Bob, Doug the Thug is the 5th one at the bottom. And it's your kid, So if he is, that would be my 40th birthday present to 8 years of non-linear TV and film programming for Jamie. So I hope you enjoyed that, Jamie. But Doug the Thug's still on the old Netflix there, Bob. Joe saying happy birthday, Bob. Cheers. Joe Dollar cereals here. We'll have to behave ourselves. Strong show required when cereals in the chat, not messing about. Cameron's joined us entirely for your nipples, Barry, basically, I think. I'm reading between the lines. So you'll have to sort Cameron out. Fef Web's here. Harry Doherty looking forward to some Ray Gun action. Chelsea. Bob D's already in with the Liverpool stats. I like it. Michael Roberts was first in the chat. No, he wasn't. He was second in the chat behind Joe. So if you are in the chat and want to say hello, by all means do so. Actually, Barry, I wanted to start with something slightly serious. We don't normally, we're not serious people. It's not a serious show, Barry. But just an appeal, really. There's something been going on, and we don't often ask people for anything, but we need people really to send in what they can, Barry, because we need to help pad out Liverpool's squad. Yeah. It's too thin in it. They haven't got enough players. So if anyone's go and check down the back of the sofa. If there's a few coins, if you've got a £5 note, you know what I mean? Anything you can send in and we can forward that onto Arne's slot because it's just not acceptable. I feel bad for them. It's terrible. The slot, the squad's not big enough, Baz. Have you got anything to add to this heartfelt appeal?
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame, isn't it? I think he said he only had 15 players to pick from yesterday, which It's a bit of a surprise when you spend 500 million in the summer. You'd expect to have a significant squad as a result of that, but apparently not. So a little bit of misfortune on their part, you'd have to say.
Devastated, mate. Really, really sad for them. So if you can help out, do you know what I mean?
I did watch that last night and thought it's just as well he made the tit list last week, because he would definitely have got on.
Oh, yeah.
He's a double tit now, isn't he? That would have been another clear.
He did, in hindsight, he did really well not to make it on for so long. But he's taken his rightful place now. NFL, MLB, NBA, college football, NHL, all live podcasts on all of them. So get the SGPN feed wherever you get your podcasts. I actually did the notorious OTB with the Wolf of Oaklawn this week for the Breeders' Cup, which starts tomorrow. So if you were going to bet some ponies at Del Mar Friday and Saturday, go and listen to the notorious ODB. I did all the Euro shippers, all the UK and French horses out there. I covered them with Chase. So loads of huge price winners, I assume, is the annual thing there. Picks-wise, Baz, pretty quick. I mean, well, actually, before we get the picks, it was quite a fun week of EFL Cup action. Obviously, Newcastle continued, the defending champions, the holders, Barry, continue their inexorable march towards a second consecutive title by beating Tottenham, which we always beat Tottenham. So loads of Tottenham, loads of Twitter tacticos today saying how Tottenham were great. And it was only a matter of time before that type of performance yields astonishing results. And I thought they were shite. So I don't know what happened. There's probably, like most things in life, Barry, what are you fucking doing? Why is the screen got all Austin Powers, Barry? What are you playing at? I noticed we had spooky names a minute ago.
I'm just
never normally listen to me, but I could tell then you were clearly doing something else.
Yeah, I'm just messing around with.
I don't mind the spooky names. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, it looks like there's some extra Halloween features available, and I just thought I'd see what was there. But they don't look very Halloween.
Tell me, what's Halloweeny about those dancing cactuses that you've just put on the screen there?
It's not as Halloweeny as I thought, so a little bit disappointing.
Oh, well, fair enough. What were we on about? Yeah, like most things in life, there's three sides to this story, Barry. So there's normally my side and your side and the truth. So in there, but I didn't think Tottenham were very good at all. We always spank them. And we just spanked them again. I thought they were relatively bloodless. Arsenal won comfy. Obviously, Liverpool getting beat was hilarious. I don't know what Chelsea were up to. I don't think they know what they were up to. But yeah, it wasn't a bad week all round. Picks-wise, I only hit... So I gave out 3, hit 1. Palace +1, which, again, in hindsight, was a very funny pick because that means they won 4-0. The other 2 lost. I gave out Brighton stuff, which Brighton missed a 1-on-1, which might have opened up some possibilities at 0-0. But other than that, wasn't a very good pick. And I wanted to mention fucking Wrexham. Andy's not here, actually, because I wanted to pillory Andy. You've got a game like a local derby, national pride at stake. They haven't played each other for 25 years, once in a generation. And not only did Wrexham get beat at home to a lower league team, they didn't pick up a single yellow card doing it. If you're going to get beat off your local rivals and shame yourself in front of the rest of the country, at least kick shit out the other team while you do it. No yellow cards getting toasted off them. I thought that was an embarrassment. So Wrexham and indeed all of Welsh football, that can all go on the naughty step for me, Baz. So yeah, I had 1 pick, so I lost 1 unit this week, Barry.
You only had 1 pick?
No,
you got one winner. You
mean? I had 3. I had 1 winner returning 2, so 1 down.
I mean, I was inebriated, so I couldn't remember quite what you'd picked. I had to ask you at the beginning. I made 2. One of them was Wrexham, but the other one was Crystal Palace team total, which is about 9-4. Crystal Palace to score 2 or more. I mean, it was 9-4 when I put it out on Monday night. It certainly wasn't 9-4 yesterday. I think Palace were just over 3-1 on Monday, and they went off at about even money favourites, I think, yesterday.
I saw them at about 7-5, about half an hour before kickoff. But there was an avalanche of money coming in on Palace. Yeah. You're right.
But so yeah, profit for me, 2 picks, but a good 2-1, 9-4 winner in terms of the Palace team total. So yeah, I enjoyed that one.
So before we get into the Premier League games, I'm going to go out on a limb here, Barry, briefly. because in 2 hours and 8 minutes time, 2 hours and 8 minutes time. So this is basically for everyone in the live chat. Like if you're listening tomorrow, you can look back and you can either point and laugh or go, shucks, that bloke's a genius. Copa Libertadores semi-final, I'm doing the commentary on Palmeiras and LDU Quito, which means I've had my head, you know me, Baz, thoroughly professional. I've had my head in the books today. I've been studying this afternoon. It's the second leg of the semi. Quito won the first leg 3-0 at altitude in Ecuador. It's always a ball ache, isn't it? We've done the South American in World Cup qualifying recently enough, and Ecuador qualified really easily. But this game tonight, Palmeiras for the second leg, they're about 1-6 favourites. Quito are a huge, huge price. But I think Palmeiras are just priced up like that because they have to win. Obviously, they're 3-0 down. They've got to come out and absolutely go for it. But there's nothing in the form line to say Quito won't just be able to hold them at bay. Yeah, 1-5 Palmeiras, 11-2 the draw, 14-1 Quito. Quito's form is ridiculously good. The last 4 games in this competition, this is the South American Champions League. No one's pissing around here. They've played Brazilian teams the last 4 games. They've beaten them all. They beat Botafogo. They beat Sao Paulo home and away in the quarters. I did that game as well. And then they've beaten Palmeiras 3-0 in the first leg. And they're 14-1 to win tonight. Now, I'm not tipping them up at 14-1, but because they're such a big price, the Asian handicap is fucking nuts, Barry. They're even money +2. They'll go out and score a goal, by the way. There's no way Quito don't score tonight, which means for us to lose this pick, Palmeiras have to score 4 times. Quito have just been steamrolling teams of a similar level. It's totally and utterly mispriced. Like I say, I'm going out on a limb here because you might all wake up in the morning, load up live score and say Palmeiras have won 5-0 and have a giggle. But fucking hell, I even ran this past Tiger, our man, with boots on the ground in Brazil. And the worst case scenario, they lose by 2 and you take the push. But I cannot see Palmeiras beating them by 3 goals. I think it's fucking nuts. So in 2 hours' time, I've also discovered
Malcolm, a bigger handicap than anything you've got lined up for the Premier League tonight. You seem very excited about it.
Well, I have discovered that if I'm doing these commentaries, it's much more fun if you've got a bet on. Because I did Rangers v Kilmarnock on Sunday afternoon, and I just was not interested. I couldn't give a shit what was going on. Rangers were just attacking, Kilmarnock were defending, and I didn't care, and I didn't have a bet on. This tonight, I don't care what's going on, because I'll be on Quito +2. So there you go. Courtney's joined us. I hope she's recovered, Courtney and Patrick, from a trauma the other night of singing Barry in his birthday suit. So that's the South American action out of the way. We'll get on to the Premier League weekend. Let me tell you about mybookie.ag, your place to bet on football and everything else. The prop builder is second to none. The motto is bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. Head to mybookie.ag. Promo code SGPN for a 100% bet back bonus. Up to $500 for new customers. That's mybookie.ag. Promo code PLGP. A play we do like on mybookie.ag tonight is Quito +2 on the Asian handicap. If you go to mybookie.ag, use the code. There you go. And we're also brought to you by Novig, America's #1 sports prediction market. You're getting the best prices. Novig is available in over 35 states. Download the Novig app. Get $50 when you spend $5 using our promo code SGPN. Get on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. I've been on Novig this afternoon, and Quito +2 looks a really good bet over there if you're in one of those 35 states. Right, are you ready to tackle this, Barry? Do you have anything you want to tell the people before we fire in?
No, let's tackle it.
Oh, we're tackling it. Here we go. We're going to tackle this head on with no Friday night action. No Saturday lunchtime action. Why is there no Saturday lunchtime games now, by the way? Oh, because there's an 8 o'clock Saturday night game, isn't there? They've swapped it over. The 8 o'clock Saturday is now what was the lunchtime Saturday. So there are, Courtney, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 3 o'clock kickoffs on Saturday, starting with Brighton and Hove Albion against Leeds United. Brighton are 17-20. -117. The draw's 11-4 +275. Leeds are 3-1. Brighton continue just to blithely go along, not caring about the outcome of anything they do. 1-3, drawn 3, lost 3. Brilliant, well done. 7 in a row of those, both teams to score. 6 of those 7 over 2.5 goals. So there's a definite pattern in Brighton. Leeds are doing okay. They won against West Ham last week. But the key to capping this for me, Baz, was the relative home and away splits. Brighton at home, 1-2, drawn 2. The wins came against Manchester City and Newcastle. Draw was against Tottenham. Leeds have lost 3 of their 4 away games. And the only win, it was against Wolves. And so the form is just all weighted in Brighton's favour. So really straightforward play for me. I'll take Brighton on the money line. They're a big price, 17-20, minus 117.
Yeah, I mean, I got to a pick fairly quickly here. Brighton are unpredictable, but I did think they'd be shorter than this at home, where they remain unbeaten this season, despite having faced Newcastle, City, Spurs, you've just mentioned. 2 wins against City and Newcastle, and a draw against Spurs. They put 2 goals past City and Newcastle as well, and against Spurs in a 2-2 draw. And I just thought almost even money here for them against Leeds looks a very fair price. I think what price are you just took them at?
17-20, minus 117.
Yeah, so I'm getting a slightly better price for the team total. Brighton have scored 2 or more. They've done it in the last 3 home games against better sides than Leeds. And Leeds have conceded 2 in 3 of their last 4 as well. So I like the Brighton team total. I just thought the Brighton price straight away wanted me to have a piece of them given their home form. So yeah, Brighton goals here for me, over 1.5 at 5-6.
Do you know what you've turned into, Barry? You've turned into a Ray Gun tease there. You build me up. It's like you're doing it on purpose now. You stand there seductively. 80% of the things you say lead me along the path. Did you notice? I was cocked there, ready.
Maybe then, I just pivoted on the fly, Malcolm, just to
do the stage now, just so I can use my Ray Gun. I'm going to have to change my picks just to match yours halfway through. But yeah, you're absolutely bad, man. Brighton corners is the pick from Michael. Michael's our props guy, remember? I think he was good last week again. Brighton corners, 7 away at Chelsea, 8 at Wolves, 8 at home to Brighton, 6 away at Man United. Over 4.5 evens at home to Leeds. Yeah, great angle in, Michael. You're absolutely right. So Brighton corners, if you're that way inclined. Next up is Burnley against Arsenal. Burnley are 17-2 plus 850. 5-1 the draw. Arsenal 1-3 minus 300, Baz.
Yeah, before I fly into that one, just a quick one in the comments. Connor Trant, I don't think you read that one out, did you? Got a new...
Oh, no, I was talking, sorry.
New name in the chat, so you've got to give him a shout. Long-time listener, first-time caller. He says, can you give a shout-out to his mate, Vinny the Mulligan Merchant? His birthday today. It's everyone's birthday today.
It is a lot of birthdays.
And he loves the podcast, so yeah, a lot of birthday action this fine day. Happy birthday, Vinny.
Happy birthday, Vinny. Cameron's dying to see some Reagan action, Baz, so you better not let me down. You've got 9 more plays for us to get a match here. What have you got, Baz?
Yeah, Burnley v Arsenal. I feel like I just immediately drawn to the trend with Arsenal where they just clean sheet week after week after week. It's ridiculous at the minute how relentless they are defensively. 6 clean sheets in a row now and 8 in their last 10 competitive games. The other trend for Arsenal games is the unders. 5 of the last 6 went under 2.5 goals because they're still, despite the signings of Eze and Gyökeres, sort of, last year was the scoring was their problem. They haven't really solved that problem in terms of suddenly finding loads of goals, but they don't need to because they keep a clean sheet every week. Feels like a big opportunity for Arsenal now with Liverpool in self-destruct mode. Man City showing a little bit of vulnerability again last week. Big opportunity for Arsenal this season, unfortunately. But it's theirs, looks to be theirs for the taking at this stage. I don't see this one being a game where they're going to slip up. Burnley have won 2 in a row, but against 2 of the lower ranked sides. Against better opposition this season, they've already lost to City, Villa, Liverpool, Spurs. Man United, although I don't know why I put Man United in better opposition. But I think they just struggled against stronger sides. And I've gone right back to Arsenal and the clean sheet angle. Arsenal at 2-7. You know, you've got to find some other way of spinning it. But I think the win to nil is available around 5-6. So I'm just going to follow the trend. Arsenal win to nil, 5-6.
Within 5 seconds of me introducing this game, Joe Dollar, Arsenal to win to nil. Michael, Arsenal to win to nil. Francis, evening, Frank, how are you doing? Arsenal to win to nil. Yeah, immediately. I've got a bit of a different angle in because I do think Arsenal might duff them up here. And I like my play pass. Burnley up to 10 points, which was a decent effort with a win at Wolves. They've only lost one of their 4 home league games. And they've only lost on the handicap twice in 9 games. So they've been keeping it relatively tight. Arsenal's form is built on 6 clean sheets in a month, which is a good effort. Won 3 or 4 away. 3 wins by 2 goals, including 2 1-0. So it was tricky to find a bet. But I do think they'll outclass them here. And I've gone for the first half handicap. Arsenal -1 is 17-10 plus 170. So if Arsenal win the first half by 1, we'll take a push. But I think Arsenal could win the first half by a couple. So if happy to take the push and move on. But if Arsenal 2-0 up at half time, we'll cash it at a big price. I do think Serial's in there once Gunners -1.5. So we can do all that in the first half. Serial will take 2-0 at half time. I'm going to take Arsenal -1 on the first half handicap. 17-10 plus 170. Third game up, Crystal Palace taking on Brentford. Palace are 9-10, -111. The draw 13-5 plus 260. And Brentford are 29-10 plus 290. This is 10th v 11th. So an incredibly mid-table clash. No win in 3 for Palace in the league, but good against Liverpool in the Cup last night. The form of the 3-game streak where they didn't win wasn't bad. They were unlucky against Everton. They lost 1-0 at Arsenal, which is not a problem. And they had the mad 3-3 home draw with Bournemouth, who were playing well, and Palace came back. So that 3-game streak doesn't really change anything. I'm not downgrading Palace on the back of that. I still think they're fine. Brentford, good win against Liverpool, but they do their best work at home. The last 3 of the 4 away games, they lost at Forest, they lost at Fulham, they lost at Sunderland. The win came at West Ham, which is the worst form on offer in the league. And I think also this is a letdown spot after the Liverpool win. This just all points to, I'm a fucking sucker for a nearly even money home team who I think I'm getting the better team at home at evens, I'll take them a lot. I've done it with Brighton. I've done it with Palace. I'm going to do them again next up. I'll take Palace 9-10 -111.
It's funny you say that because my initial thoughts when I looked at this card was Brighton home around even money, Palace home around even money, Fulham coming up around even money.
Yep.
And I was drawn to Palace in this one. But actually, the more I dug into it, the more I've ended up moving away from it and going full circle. So this one's going to be no help to anyone. Because I did come in with Palace in mind, at around evens. I thought fair price for them at home. The 3-0 last night doesn't tell us much. Liverpool pretty much just phoned it in for that one. Prior to that, Palace did have a mini slump, 3 losses, 1 draw in their previous 4 games. That, I agree with you. I don't think that Palace form is anything to necessarily be concerned about. That wasn't enough to put me off betting them itself. But then, when you take in the Brentford form, set aside the 5-0 cup win again last night. Again, doesn't really say much. 3 wins from 4 before that. They were only beaten by Man City. They put 3 past Man United, 3 past Liverpool. And so that sort of pulled us around to seeing Brentford as live contenders here. And actually, I was really impressed with Brentford against Liverpool last week. It wasn't just that Liverpool was shite. Brentford did play very well against them. They can definitely compete in this one. And the final thing that turned me off Palace is their home form. They've won only 1 of their last 6 home games. Drawn 4 of them. Won 1, lost 1. So they are unbeaten at home in the league. But just 1 win, 3 draws. They're not winning many games at home at all. And I think Brentford are worth taking to get something. So from coming into it initially thinking Palace, the more I looked at the stats, the more I looked at Brentford's form and Palace's poor record at home in terms of wins. I think Brentford double chance is worth a punt. So I'm going to take Brentford double chance at 10-11 and provide the listeners with absolutely no help whatsoever.
So we've covered Palace, the draw, and Brentford in that one. That's very good. It's a winner in there somewhere, Baz. Saw goal or assist at 21-20 for Michael. 3 o'clock continues. Fulham taking on Wolverhampton Wanderers. Fulham 5-6, -120. The draw 5-2, +250. And Wolves 7-2, +350, Baz.
So yeah, I've already given out a spoiler, and I think you have as well, as to where you've gone with this one. Fulham, 4 losses in a row now in the league. But from a tough run, that included 3 away trips. They've played Arsenal, Newcastle, Villa, Bournemouth. So a really tricky run of games. And I thought they were a little unlucky against Newcastle, lost it late on, but probably deserved something from the game. They've done enough to come away with something. I don't think Newcastle particularly impressed in that one. Anyway, I think this one comes at a perfect time for them. In a bit of a sticky run, Wolves is the team you want to face. Wolves in crisis, 7 losses, 2 draws to their name so far. And Fulham's home form's good enough. They lost to Arsenal last week, but they were unbeaten in 5 in all competitions before that. And I just think they're a good enough price here at home against the worst team in the league. Fulham win 5-6.
This is quite simple for me. Yeah, Wolves are completely unbackable. The little signs of life that they showed, 2-0 down against Burnley, they got it back. And then 3-0 down against Chelsea, they made it competitive. They're almost as much red flags as they are encouraging to me. Do you know what I mean? People say, oh, they're still fighting to get back into it. Well, that's easy. That's kind of easy to do when you get yourself 2-0 or 3-0 down. So for me, that wasn't a positive sign at all. I sat and watched Fulham play last week firsthand. I thought they were decent. They're getting a few players back as well, Baz. And they're good enough to beat this lot. It's right in that world that I like. Fulham 5-6, -120.
Boom.
Hot ray gun action, Barry. Right, Cameron, you can go now. You've seen a bit of that quality. Next up is tea time. No, it isn't. 3 o'clock on Saturday still. Nottingham Forest take on Manchester United. Nottingham Forest 9-4, +225. The draw 11-4, +275. Manchester United 21-20, +105. This was tricky. Not much fun picking this one at all. Forest have lost 6 of 7. The new manager Bounce didn't appear at Bournemouth last time. Was a tricky game. Bournemouth are in rude form. I'm not a fan of Dyche. I had a little pop at him at the weekend, didn't I? 3 wins in a row for Man United, 4 in 5. But in the question mark, I've written, are they any good? I've got no idea if they're any good or not. Because I could sit here and pick holes in all of the wins. Like, there's just something a little bit suspicious about all of them. Man U close to evens feels like a trap. Like, I thought there were going to be spots. I took them against Liverpool 2 weeks ago. There's going to be spots. It's not like I just completely want to fade them. But I can't at this price. I'm giving the new manager Bounce a chance at home in the first league game. Forest, he's going to get them defending like bastards, isn't he? It's going to be a low variance game. You're not going to see a 3-2 mad one. He's going to get them, everyone up that end. He's going to get the big lads stuck in, especially at home. And we know Forest have got the players. We've seen it. They have demonstrated. This group of players, even if it was a few months ago, have demonstrated the ability to beat teams like this. I'm going to give Forest a chance here, Baz. 9-4, +225.
Yeah, listen up, Francis, in the chat, because he loves me when I come out with all my Man United hate. I agree with you, though, but I think we've gone from knowing Man United are shit to now not being sure anymore. We're not certainly not at the position where Man United are back and Man United are good, but I think there's a little bit of doubt now as to how shit they are because they have, turned it around a little. The new manager Bounce at Forest didn't last long. One game before falling to a straightforward loss to Bournemouth last week, following the win over Porto. And I completely the opposite to you. I saw absolutely no reason to want Forest in this one. No league winning 8. They've lost 6 of the last 7. And for all the talk of Dyche making them harder to beat and instilling a bit more of a defensive approach, defence hasn't necessarily been the problem. They can't score. They failed to score in 4 straight league games, and they scored just 1 goal in the last 7 league games now. 1 goal in 7 games. That's absolutely dog shit, that. I've wrote in here, same as you, I may well be walking into a trap. It feels like a trap. But Man United on a 3-game streak, won 4 of the last 5. They've scored 2 or more in 4 of those 5 as well. And if Man United can score 2 here, I think it's likely to be enough. 1 might be enough because Forest just haven't got the goals in them at the minute. As much as I hate to take Man United in any situation, the simple form lines of each team leads you to them here. I couldn't give a shit about Sean Dyche. Man United to win 21-20.
Fair enough. Opposite sides again. Michael wants the unders at 11-10. Courtney is refusing to mush Man United by making a pick, but says they have improved lately. Serial's gone for the Man United 93rd minute winner, that old chestnut. And once that starts coming back, then we'll know that they're back, Barry. We haven't seen one of them yet. Tea time. Saturday, Tottenham taking on Chelsea. Tottenham are 17-10, plus 170. 5-2, the draw, plus 250. And Chelsea are 6-4, plus 150, Barry.
Yeah, I thought, didn't talk about it much earlier. You did, but I thought Spurs were very underwhelming last night. And actually, going into the game, I wasn't very confident of our chances last night because I haven't been particularly convinced with Newcastle in many games recently. But Spurs, very underwhelming. Didn't barely lay a glove on them, and they made a few changes, but so did Newcastle. I don't know what to make of Chelsea either, though. I don't feel like I can trust them. But yeah, you look at the form line, and they've won 5 of their last 6 games. Plenty of goals in their games recently. Chelsea won 4-3 last night, a 5-1 the week before over Ajax. Over 2.5's hitting 5 in a row, and both teams to score in 4 of those 5. Chelsea scored 14 themselves in the last 4 games alone, so plenty of goals in Chelsea games. Spurs in the league have went overs often enough as well. 5 of the last 6 Spurs games have gone over 2.5, and the both teams to scores hitting 4 of the last 5 for them. The home form isn't great for Spurs. No win in the last 3. The only team they've beaten in front of their own fans this season is Burnley. And I got to the point where I don't trust either side here. I didn't want to sort of come down either way. So I felt the goals was the way to go in this one. As I say, plenty in the form lines for both teams. 8-11 for the over 2.5 isn't a bad price, but I'm not thinking anyone's going to win this 3-0. So I'll take both teams to score as well. Over 2.5 and both teams to score comes in around evens.
The key point you made there, Barry, was trusting either of these teams, that's the one thing you just can't do. Then neither of the teams are appealing proposition to bet on because they're just totally inconsistent. How are Spurs 3rd in the league, by the way? They've won 1 of the 4 home games. Like, it doesn't make sense to me that have it with that stat. How have you got enough points to accumulate? Like, I don't fucking get it. They've lost at home in comparison games against Villa and Bournemouth. Chelsea are just nuts as well. Like, that fucking red card. What is Delap thinking? Like, he spent all that time getting back from a hamstring injury just to push a bloke over and then elbow a bloke over. And then he walks off shaking his head. Fuck, is that 5 red cards in 6 games? And then the Maresca's had one as well, by the way. Maresca, he's sitting there telling Delap he's ridiculous. He got sent off himself 3 weeks ago, the bellend. We've explained before that Chelsea need everything to go their way to win a football match. They have to tick all the boxes almost in sequence because the minute they divert away from that plan, Chelsea can't react. They're just not good enough, and the manager's an idiot. Lots of goals Chelsea score. I think they're the league's top scorers, Baz. 7 of the last 8, over 2.5. 6 of them, both teams to score. It's going to be both 2-1 to someone, Baz. Both teams to score and over 2.5 is even money.
How long before our live stream starts getting censored for imitation firearms on?
Oh shit! Yeah, it's not for. I told you it's only got the 3 settings. I can vaporize people, but I haven't. If YouTube are listening, if Mr. YouTube's listening, I just use it to move stuff around, like cars and that. It's purely recreational. And obviously now for notifying the listeners when there's a team ride. It's got two purposes, YouTube, so don't dare ban us for that bollocks. Underdog is your home for pick'em entries. You can run up to 500 times your money. Underdog has got a brand new offer for new customers. Play $5, get $100 in bonus funds. Sign up with the code PLGP. And Rhythm is crushing it in college football and NFL. They've just added the NBA too. Weekly cash prizes for climbing the leaderboard. Rhythm is predicting Keto -2 tonight. +2, sorry. They're not. I made that up. Use promo code SGPN25. Download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm. Use the promo code SGPN25. Saturday night, which is the new Saturday lunchtime, is Liverpool against Aston Villa. Liverpool 3-5, -162. 7-2 the draw, +350. Villa 15-4, +375. I have stolen your pick in this game, Barry. Definitely. Oh, I put the fucking ray gun. This is getting it out in. I've stolen your pick. Definitely. Joe Dollar mentioned it before we even started streaming. This is just an autoplay now. Yeah. In fact, if anyone listening doesn't know what we're going to pick here, then maybe this show is not for you. Liverpool at 3-5, ? No thanks. The manager's completely lost his mind. They can't defend to the point they're not even attempting to. Villa are in great form, especially in the league. 4 good wins in a row. The last 2 against Tottenham and Manchester City. Villa are a very fair price outright. However, just in case Liverpool spawn a couple of goals and it finishes 2-2, I'm going to take the Aston Villa team total over 1.5. It's 2-1, Barry.
Yeah, I mean, holy shit! This Liverpool form's fun, isn't it? 4 defeats in a row in the league.
Magnificent, Barry.
6 and 7 overall. No clean sheet in 10 games now for them as well, you know. And I'm not convinced there's an easy way out of this slump for them. I still don't really know what the plan is. They seemingly can't get a tune out of the new signings. Can't get any kind of rhythm going. Can't defend. Long may it continue. But bless them, of course, because they've only got a little squad. So, you know, the odds are against them. You have to remember that. I think this one just looks terrible timing for them as well. You've mentioned Villa in great form. 4 wins in a row. Beating Spurs and City in the last 2. And they'll certainly fancy their chances here. The pick served me well in midweek with Palace. Liverpool, no clean sheet in 10, as I've just mentioned. I think Villa are worth taking for the 2 goals. Again, and everyone seems to be able to put 2 up against Liverpool these days. Liverpool have conceded 2 goals or more in 6 of the 9 league games so far. Yeah, Villa are a big price to get a couple here. Villa team total over 1.5, 2-1.
I even turned my light off that time, Baz. So we got extra effects, extra lighting effects. The production values on this show are going absolutely through the roof. Yeah, I think everyone agrees. Villa -1 for Francis. Liverpool to score and win at 2-1.
I don't know what he means there.
Fuck off, Michael.
I mean, how else are you going to win? I'm sure he's made a mistake, a typo there.
Yeah, Michael. Blink twice if you're being held against your will. We'll send someone round. Bob D. I think I forgot to shout out Bob D earlier on. Villa +1. -120 on the Asian. All right, Bob. Move across to Sunday. Proper old-fashioned Super Sunday. 1 early, 1 late. 2 o'clock is West Ham United against Newcastle United. West Ham are 4-1. They're a little bit bigger, actually. They've drifted. Price movement news. They've drifted a quarter of a point to 21-4 +425. 31-10 the draw. That's drifted as well. Newcastle are now 4-6 -166. Is that right? I don't know. 13-20 -153. Newcastle have shortened up a little bit here. Baz favourites.
Yeah, I still feel like Newcastle aren't anywhere near the best at the moment. In my head, I feel like we've we're still in a bit of a struggle. As I say, I feared for us last night. I feared we might struggle against Spurs last night, but that wasn't the case. And then you look at the form, and despite being a little underwhelming at times lately, we have found ourselves with 5 wins from the last 6 games and getting back to a bit of scoring form, which we were struggling with in the early stages of the season. 14 goals in the last 6 games now. West Ham are a complete mess. No turnaround for them under Nuno. They've lost 3 in a row and conceded 2 in each of them 3. They've actually conceded 2 or more in 8 of their 10 competitive games now so far this season. And they're not exactly full of goals at the other end either. They've failed to score 4 times already this season and scored more than a single goal just once in the league all season as well. I just can't see any reason why these 2 teams won't keep up their current form. Newcastle being in decent form, winning games. West Ham being the exact opposite. Newcastle did have the midweek game, but I think we freshened things up enough last night. So the likes of Bruno, Gordon, Murphy, Big Joe will all come back in fresh. Newcastle will win. I'm going to tag on the over 1.5 goals. I think they'll score at least a couple in doing so. Newcastle win and over 1.5 goals gets us to 20-23 minus 107 or
yeah. West Ham are absolutely on the no bet list. They've got the worst defensive record in the league. They've only scored twice at home all season. There's 0 home advantage playing there, by the way. In fact, at this point, it's a disadvantage, like poisonous atmosphere. Problem with Newcastle, I'm a bit like you, Baz. They're on this part of the cycle where you think they're about to run up a sequence. We do this all the fucking time. I mean, this isn't just a 3-month issue or a 6-month. This has been going on for as long as we've been doing this show, like where you think they're going to be all right, and then they're just throwing the typical dog shit away performance. We did it at Brighton a couple of weeks ago. We've done it a lot this season, and our away games haven't been great. 3-0 draws. So the 3 of the 4 have gone under 2.5. The 3 win 0-0. West Ham can't score. I do sound like a bit of a broken record here. West Ham can't score. Newcastle can defend. We got another clean sheet in the cup this week. I just think the under 2.5 because we don't look like scoring a ton of goals. All those 0-0 draws. I think we'll nick it. Newcastle 2-0 is a perfect outcome because it cashes yours, cashes mine. But I think the under 2.5 is 11-10 plus 110, Baz. Daughter's just come through. I don't know if you saw a shadow across my path there. Stinking at TCP. Like, yeah. The belly button Pearson, Baz, I think, has gone manky. So my granny Bamford used to stink of TCP. Ever since, I have no idea where she was sticking it. I didn't ask, but until she died, she always stank of TCP. But now it's just got like nasal memories coming back.
Maybe Granny Bamford might have had a belly button pierced.
Granny Bamford might have had a belly. She was all fur coat and no knickers, Granny Bamford. Like, so you wouldn't have put it past her at all. But that's overwhelming. That's catching the back of my throat. Like, but she's not allowed. She's been putting the tissues or whatever in the bin, stinking the whole house out. So now, when she uses it, she has to go and put the tissues outside in the wheelie bin. So that's where she's just been. Come downstairs, tissues straight into the bin outdoors. But it's fucking stinking. What are we talking about? 4:30 on Sunday. Actually,
I'm pleased it's not Bob coming down putting his tissues in the bin.
I really want to be smelling that either, Baz. I'm going to be honest with you. Right, God, it's a family show, Baz. Bit strong that. It's his birthday. Do you know what I mean? Have to. Kick off the board game that's got everyone talking. It is half time, you might remember. But I've got news, Barry. The teams are coming back out onto the pitch, so that's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Barry's 2-0 up. He got that penalty late on in the first half. Teams coming back onto the pitch. It'll not be long. And we'll be underway in the second half of that. I know you're all on the edge of your seats. 4:30 on Sunday, 11:30 Eastern time, is Manchester City against Bournemouth. Man City are 1-2, minus 200. 15-4 the draw, plus 375. And Bournemouth, 19-4, plus 475. 1-2 is too short to back Manchester City, I think. They've only won 5 of 9. So, like I say, the price of 1-2, you're not making much money there. And they're still just too inconsistent. Like a couple of weeks ago, we were just talking about how great they looked again. They were scoring a gazillion goals every week. They've scored 3 times in 3 games in the Premier League. They've gone to Villa and not scored last week. And they're coming up against Bournemouth, who are really, really hard to take on at the moment. They've only got 1 defeat this season, which was that unlucky late one at Anfield on opening night. The away form isn't as strong, but the last 2 away games have been chaos. 3-3 at Palace, 2-2 at Leeds. The 4 league games, goals, 6-1, 4 and 6. So 3 out of the 4 have gone over 3.5. 2 of them have nearly doubled it. Over 3.5 goals is a good price. 11-8, plus 137. And if you wanted something a bit fancier, I don't mind the Bournemouth team total. Over 1.5 Bournemouth goals at 12-5, plus 240. Because they'll just fucking have a right good goal. Like, in Man City are a little bit wobbly at the back, but just looks like a shootout, Baz. So over 3.5 goals, 11-8, plus 137.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. It's funny you mentioned Manchester City being inconsistent, because that was the image in my head. But I think there's a little bit of recency bias just because they threw a game last week against Villa. Because before that, they'd won 4 of 5, and the draw was away at Arsenal. So it's actually only 1 game as opposed to them. Still, I wouldn't say that they're going completely back to where they were last season, where they were regularly inconsistent. But I still agree with you in terms of the 1-2 didn't appeal to me at all, particularly because Bournemouth are a very good side here. 8 league games unbeaten for Bournemouth now, and only failed to score once in those 8. Newcastle shut them out in a 0-0 draw. As I say, City had been in good form prior to the Villa defeat. Arsenal away being the only blip there, but that wasn't a bad result necessarily. But they have lost 3 already this season, lost a couple early on, and just only one of them is at home. The home form is better, but 3 defeats from the 9 league games isn't title-winning form, I would suggest. It was a tricky one. I didn't like this game at all, really, because I think Bournemouth can definitely trouble City. City didn't appeal at 1-2. You've gone goals, and I was leaning the same way. I went a similar way. But the City's form's seen plenty of unders. 4 of the last 5 in the league have went under 2.5 for City. But I've went against that. Bournemouth rarely fail to score. Fancy them to get on the score sheet here. I went for the both teams to score and over 2.5 to get me to a price, because the overs was a little bit short. It's hitting 3 of the last 4 Bournemouth games. As you say, Bournemouth will generally entertain in their games in terms of goals. So I think, like you, we'll see goals. Don't mind yours over 3.5, but I've gone for the over 2.5 and tagged on the both teams to score at 20-21 minus 105.
Okay, thank you. Final game on the card. We move across to Monday night. Holy shit. 8 o'clock on Monday. Sunderland take on Everton. And this is now a match on the books. Sunderland are 17-10, plus 170. The draw's 11-5, plus 220. Everton are 17-10, plus 170. So 17-10 each of 2. The Mackems against the Scouse Mackems. Baz, how would you split this? It's awful.
It is awful. Very much a pinch your nose and take your pick here. But I thought it was an easy one to pick. The bookies can't split them at all. And therefore, I just thought Sunderland were a good price, given their current form, where they've lost only 1 of the last 7. They're unbeaten at home, 3 wins and a draw. And Everton has just lost back-to-back games. And away from home, Everton's form isn't good at all. They've lost 4 of the last 5 away from home, including games against Leeds.
So fingers crossed. We've gone with a double mush. But luckily, Baz, with the last pick of this show, I'll take Sunderland to win at 17-10, plus 170. So team ride on the Mackems. Joe Dollar's joined in. He wants Sunderland as well. Joe, you can have some rear gun action. What else we got down here? I think that's it. So, Barry, 10 games in the hutch. Onto the exotic stuff. I'll lead off, Baz, with our old mate, Data Dave. because Dave shit the bed last week. He took Wolves. I had a chat with him about it this afternoon. He said, and I quote, he has updated his algorithm with a no faith in Wolves clause, and he's called it the Luton filter. I don't know why Luton were catching strays in Dave's algorithm. So apologies to any Luton fans. But yeah, he's now applied a Luton filter to his picks. In our Get to Know Dave series, Barry, I asked him today what his favourite type of crisp and crisp flavour was, because I think it's important. And I've just dragged the page up now. If I could snack, I'd be all over Thai sweet chili sensations. Bold, tangy, a little spicy, and totally addictive. As for crisp type, ridge cut wins, more crunch, more surface area for seasoning, and they hold up in dips like a champ. So Dave's gone for the Thai sweet chili sensations. And if he's dipping, he wants a ridge cut. His pick this week is over 2.5 in Leeds Brighton. Dave's model gives it a 63% hit chance, which means the price is wrong at 9 to 10, minus 111. So Dave has found a plus EV pick there on his model. My corned beef pie, if you remember, I am full of pie this week. Having corned beef pie and steak and Stilton pie at 25 to 1. Both teams to score in the games at Tottenham, Liverpool, and Manchester City. Is 16 to 5 plus 320. And I'm a creature of habit because I had a winner using team totals last week. I've gone exactly the same. So an over 1.5 team total treble on Nottingham Forest, home to Man U, on Aston Villa at Liverpool, and Bournemouth at Manchester City. 26 to 1 for those three. My lock will be Brighton at home to Leeds. My dog will be Nottingham Forest. And I don't know why I wrote this down. Anytime goal scorer. There's zero signs in it. I've just wrote a bloke's name down, Barry. Carlos Belieber of Brighton, 16 to 1. I don't know. Fucking not. There's no reason for that, is there? Absolutely no reason. I've just wrote down the name of a footballer. Carlos Belieber, 16 to 1. First and last. 11 to 2. Anytime goal scorer. Off you go.
Yeah, my lock's going to be Fulham. Fulham will win against Wolves. So lock is Fulham. The dog for me, I'm going to go Villa. I think we've took the Villa team total, and it could very much be enough for them to go win the game. 15 to 4 Villa to beat Liverpool. My scorer, I've gone for Jacob Murphy. Alanga's been a little bit shit, so I think Murphy will start for Newcastle. I think Newcastle might get some goals this weekend. So Murphy at 5 to 2 anytime and 15 to 2 first or last. My ACCA is a straight treble. Fulham, Brighton, Newcastle, 9 to 2. And my stake and Stilton ACCA, I've copied you. I've went for a team total ACCA.
Okay.
I've got a very different one. So I've got Villa over 1.5. Got my Chelsea over 1.5. Man United and Brentford. So I've gone for 4. I'm getting 33 to 1. Those are Villa, Chelsea, Man United, Brentford, all to score 2 or more at 33 to 1.
Okay, so we've got 5 teams there over the 2 ACCAs in the plus 1.5 team total. So that would pay a pretty penny, I reckon. FF's gone for the bet of the weekend is the Trey Hume yellow card. Sunderland fullback taking on Jack Grealish. He reckons Grealish will jip him into a yellow card. Nice angle, FF. I don't mind Elanga. Elanga's going to be all right. He just needs to get
he's not clicked yet. He'll be okay.
He needs to get fully Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe, this happens a lot until the penny will drop, like it has done with nearly all of our signings. Once Eddie Howe's had them for enough period of time, the penny will drop and he'll be absolutely fine. I think we're done, Baz. Solid 57 minutes. Any lifestyle or anything like that? I say I've got no crack, really. I'm going to settle down into cheering on Elder Yukito now for the rest of the evening.
Yeah, well, I didn't really go through much of my lifestyle from last week, but there's not much to report. It was a classic city break with family, although we added up the pennies as to how much we spent on that 5-day city break. I tell you what, bearing in mind I was in Poland the week before, with the lads and just paying for myself, and I spent about £250 in the space of 3 days, 3 nights. I mean, I spent that in the space of about 2 hours upon landing in Vienna. I'd spent about £200. So it was an expensive 5 days, but it was worth it. It was good, different kind of holiday. This weekend, I shall be gigging once again. I'm going up to Sheffield to see a band called the Royston Club. So, yeah, Royston Club are good. Give them a listen. They are very good. So I'm looking forward to that.
I've got the racing on Saturday. It's like a family fun fair and fireworks bollocks after the races. But I'm also going to the Central Bar football quiz, which I normally do 2 or 3 times a year, and bring some good questions back for the show. So we'll get all quizzed up. We'll go quizzy rascal in the next couple of weeks. I'll try and pick out the good questions. We can have some. We can set the readers some questions, Baz. Yeah, mate, teenage daughters are expensive, man. Are yours not Halloween party dressed as slutty something this weekend? Is that not happening?
Sophie is going out trick-or-treating. She's getting dressed up, and Chloe's just going to her friends. Actually, we've got a free night tomorrow night because they're both staying out at friends for Halloween parties.
Aye, Baz.
So,
Barry White LP on?
I'm thinking I'm more likely to just go out for a few drinks and just get away from all the people knocking on my door, begging for sweets. So yeah, might go out and have a few drinks and a bit of food tomorrow night.
Excellent. Right, champion. Thank you very much, Baz. Thank you, everybody who joined us. I've no idea what's happening next week in terms of what's on. Fuck knows. But we'll reconvene here Monday night or something like that. I'll just be cheering on the Dodgers the rest of the weekend. I mean, grave danger now of not winning that small family car, which I thought I was going to win because the Blue Jays have come out of nowhere. Joe Dollar saying his 2 daughters are locked in the basement to save money. So there you go. There's a Netflix documentary. Your brother can watch that for free, Barry. Right. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it. Good luck with your bets. Enjoy the footy. We'll be back at some point next week, and we will see you all down the roads. Cheers.